Yo!
Hello.
Welcome everyone to the virtual tasting that we do every Thursday night here at the winery, Old North State Winery, downtown Mount Airy, North Kakalaki. And we are going to have 2 of the 4 wines that we'll have at 6 p.m. on Thursday night. So those of you that can't be here, you can enjoy these from well, it could be from the car, I guess, but probably from your home.
Anywhere you have a device.
That's true. This is obviously we're on the YouTube channel there, so you kids understand that. You know, don't forget to like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. Because we almost had 30 hits last week.
It's like 20.
It was awesome.
So close.
We're so close to big time. Thanks to you guys and all your support. We really do enjoy. This is Chef Chris and I forces us to sit down and
drink.
Well, there's that. But just to enjoy each other's company, chatting about food and wine. And we don't do that very often. We usually just work.
Which involves food and wine.
That's true.
But not the same level of relaxation. Camaraderie, if you will.
Yes. So we are in the barrel room below the restaurant. So if you hear footsteps,
A few footsteps up there.
that's probably our staff seating some guests or cleaning some tables or running some food.
Ding.
Oh yes, we got a good one.
Yeah.
And so we've got a white and a red this week. We're going to start off with the white. And Assyrtiko is the grape. Really, this was my introduction to Greek wine, or at least good Greek wine, I guess. You know, I've accidentally purchased Greek wine without knowing what I was ordering. Just kind of blindly put your finger on a menu, and didn't really care for it. So, and that's really part of the reason why we do these tastings, is so that you don't have to just go down an aisle or be in a restaurant and not know what to order. And so, if you've tasted something, I guess you should know at this point if it's good or not. This is from Papagiannakos. It's Papagiannakos. I think I'm saying it right, but don't kill me if I'm not. Don't.
All the Greeks are going to be.
They're all going to be like, how dare you? I probably said something terrible in Greek. But
ever talk about
regardless,
like that?
There you go. Beautiful label, classy. Assyrtiko is the grape. And this winery is over 100 years old, Chef. It's in the Athens area. And, well, I guess, technically speaking, we should be thanking the Greeks for the whole Earth's wine program, because they're the ones that went out and spread the good word of winemaking to places like France, Italy.
Appreciate you.
Spain. So, because of that, we should always have Greek wines on our radar. Now, like I said before, you really need to know what you're ordering before you order it, because there is a huge variance from bottle to bottle, maker to maker, and I want to make sure that we're getting quality wines dealt to you directly. And so we're going to try this guy. And Chef Chris has not tasted this, so we're getting a true, honest opinion out of him. And he'll be the first one to tell me if I've struck out.
Well, I think it's outstanding, very elegant. I'm getting a very Sauv Blanc-ish, in my opinion.
I agreed. I think that's part of the allure to this grape. It's a very bright. Now, this is an elevated level. As you can tell, Chef, there's a good bit of color. And it's kind of like, I think about it in terms of Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Gris. There's plenty of entry-level cheap ones, but they don't have the structure, the polish, or the complexities. And this has all of those things.
Absolutely delicious.
If you spend a few more dollars, you get a lot more in return.
Well, you always get what you pay for, don't you?
But I will say this: nice chalky nose. You know what I mean? It's screaming minerality when you get your nose there.
But yeah, really bright citrus fruit. You get lemon, and you're getting a little honeysuckle on this.
Really mouthwatering.
Guava, maybe.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is this kind of exotic, tropical fruit.
Papaya.
Yeah, it's in there, and it's kind of like one of those fruits that doesn't. It's not nearly as sweet. I think about papayas.
Not at all.
Aren't that sweet.
I would say, are not sweet at all.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, you really got to work at them.
Sure.
Give them
Yeah.
that way, yeah.
Because it seems like once they get to a ripe stage, they dissolve.
Well, and they're very, especially with this, very acidy.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, there's a ton of acid on this, but in a good way. I mean, this is I would say it's almost how can I say it? It's a bit more aggressive than Riesling acid. I wouldn't say that it's technically any more acidic. It just shows itself a little more prickle to it.
Well, and it needs it. You know, you like that. You like how it kind of stimulates the palate and gets you ready. It's wonderful wine.
And you think about of course, the Greeks are going to make wine towards their food choices. You think about these Mediterranean diets. You think about the feta cheese and the olives. I mean, holy cow, this would be, or the Greek salad, forget about it. But it's more than that. It's more than that because it is a complex, it's a higher end of Assyrtiko. And because of that, you can do more with it. You can, like Chef alluded to, it have Sauv Blanc qualities. Start thinking about all the things that you would have Sauv Blanc with. And I think this would certainly cover that full gamut.
Easily. And it's just, you're going to do well with a range of items with this wine. This wine has a very wide swath in terms of fundamentals. I mean, you could go a lot of different directions with this.
I can't believe how long the aftertaste is.
Oh, the citrus really stays. Normally, that's one of the first things to dissipate. Yeah. But no, it's that lemon rind is just sticking with me. Yeah.
And there's something else in there, Chef. I almost want to say.
We got it.
It's like maybe a ruby grapefruit in there or something. It's like, but like just the flavor, not the sweetness of it.
Sure.
There's just so much going on, and Assyrtiko can be a very linear grape or a very linear wine when it's not in a more, in a, I don't know how to say it without offending somebody, but in more able hands, I guess. Or someone that has a bigger budget that can put more into their wine because they know they're going to get more out on the backside. But this is certainly, this reminds me, Chef, when we did, so we've been doing, how many chef tables have we done lately?
6,000.
A million of them, right? And we did for the Valentine's dinner, which was, we raised the price for that one so we could have more expensive wines on it because we can't raise the level of your food, it's already at the top. So we raised the price on Valentine's so that we could kind of show out a little bit more. And I took a bit of a risk putting a Pinot Grigio on it. And I was a little nervous because people are like, I'm paying $200 and you're sending me Pinot Grigio?
That's my porch sipping wine.
Yeah, like, what is this? So, but that Pinot Grigio was the most talked about wine of the night.
Well, and I think a lot of that has to do with you as well. I mean, you were able to preface it and you were able to give background and you're like, this is the Pinot Grigios you've had or Pinot Grigios you've had and this is why and this is why. But, having time to walk you through why it's an elevated version of that varietal, why the other ones are like they are. I mean, you don't normally, the chef's table is a great chance for you to have that time, that captivated audience where you can walk people through it. Because, I mean, it's true across the board. I bought some bad wine this week, Chef. I mean,
You didn't buy it from me.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see you before we kind of took off. And, Sunday, I came in here and I did my order and I left. Mm-hmm. And I went to the store and I'm like, well, I think I just had that Felino at the house. Mm. Which, of course,
I can't believe it was still there.
As a breakfast wine. That's because I wasn't home awake long enough.
I just figured Tamisa would knock it down.
She knocked down that other one. What was the, not the Carmenere, but the third one.
Oh, yeah, that Carmenere was...
I took care of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and I got outside of my zone. I've got my 5 or 6 wines that I buy at Lowe's.
Oh, that Nero Diablo, is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
She took care of that.
Man, those are 3 winners.
They really were.
Anyway,
I bought some different things. That I normally don't buy, and these were not value wines. I mean, they were in the They were all in the upper teens, which, you know, were, of course, that fake markdown from 27,
Right.
you know.
The fake
which,
markdown.
yeah, the fake
Yeah,
markdown.
yeah.
So it makes it seem like you're getting the value at $19.
Yep.
Anyway, you know, spend $60 on 3 bottles at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Every one $1. Every
Yeah.
single one $1.
Yeah, that's why throwing darts at the store is not a
It's
good
not,
idea.
and even I knew. I mean, I bought them from regions I liked, and I mean, all $3.
Even you folks out there.
I wouldn't have cooked with it. I mean, I drank it because that's what I do, but I did not enjoy
You're a
it.
disposal chef.
Yeah, well, yeah. But still,
But hey guys, even if you're not ordering these wines, maybe you're just watching these videos. I think we have pretty good references and pretty good track record. You can trust us that these reviews that we're doing are honest.
Straight up.
And if you're watching this video and see our reactions, you can rest assured that we put our name behind it.
well, he wouldn't buy it if he hadn't already tasted through
Yeah.
it. And I'm certainly going to tell you what I think. I'm usually having it for the first time, and I don't have any reason to not.
Chef,
say.
I gotta tell you something. I tell you, the finish has been haunting me. And while you were talking about your grocery store experience, it came to me.
What you got?
It's gonna sound weird. It doesn't happen
Good.
until
I'm glad
it
it's
probably
not.
doesn't. It doesn't show itself until probably 10 to 20 seconds after everything is out of your mouth, swallowed. It's just sitting there, hanging there. It's cucumber.
Phew. Excellent.
And it's
Excellent.
like, it's been driving me nuts.
Yeah.
And
It's also the mouthfeel, because you know how your mouth feels after a
After a
cucumber?
cucumber.
Yeah, it's like the
Yes.
mouthfeel as much as the flavor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that kind of, maybe it's implanted from the, you know, like kind of talking about the Greek salad or whatever. I don't know. It's
I
just-
don't know. I think that's pretty
But
spot on.
I'm tasting it big time.
I'm getting, this is not going to sound like sexy or gorgeous, but I'm getting Flint. You know, I know that's not a cool,
No,
but
no.
I'm especially on the linger. I mean, as the flavor is leaving
Yes.
some Flint.
Well, the minerality
Yeah.
is hard to look over.
But at the same time, you know, normally with a real big minerally wine like this, it finishes. It's coating.
Yeah.
And normally only buttery wines leave a lingering coating. This has it's just all over the place.
It's a wonderful
great.
wine. It's a unique wine. This is why it's important to know all the grapes outside of those 20 grocery store varietals. It's all of these grapes. There's thousands and thousands of grapes. I'm not saying you got to have every one of those, but you should be venturing further out there into maybe, I don't know, the top 100 grapes or maybe 200 grapes. There should be something for you outside the range of that your comfort level is. Try to get out there and enjoy some different grapes like Assyrtiko, because it is a treat. Look at all the things that we described just in a matter of 5 minutes.
I mean, it's all over the place. You'll have a blast with this, you know, because everybody's palate's different too. So I mean, everybody's going to get something more pronounced than the last person.
Chef, I guess now that you're on the spot, what you gonna pair with this?
Well, we're going to do fried cauliflower with a feta lemon aioli.
Ooh, yeah, you just threw that
Do
together
that
in your
together.
brain.
Well, just drinking the wine, thinking
Holy
about
cow.
what grows together goes together, and I'm thinking these things are. You get a little fat from the frying
Yep.
process, but we get the
The
earthiness.
acidity will cut right through it.
The acidity will cut through. We get a little earthiness from the cauliflower, and of
Sure.
course, you know, if this were Sauv Blanc, you know, we'd probably look at goat cheese.
Sure.
But we want to pick up on the heritage here and do the feta lemon.
I love it.
It'll be
I
great.
love it. That's
And it's not too heavy. You're a vegetarian, even though we're going to get a little heft from frying it. Of course, I don't overbread anything, so I mean, it's just really a.
Can we talk about that mushroom appetizer you did
Oh
over
my
there?
goodness, that thing flew out the door.
Please tell these people what they missed.
It was gorgeous. We had I got in these beautiful French horn mushrooms, which are basically king trumpets, but a king trumpet's normally only about this size, and these were huge. That's why
They
they
were
call them a French
beautiful.
horn. They're gorgeous. Thank you. And so what I did is I brined these. I did some vinegar and buttermilk for 24 hours. Really softened them up, get them ready. And then we did just a real light panko and egg and herb. Flash fried those. I made a Brussels sprouts pesto. super green. I did pistachios. I did some. I used some of that cheddar from Looking Glass Creamery, the Drover's Road. So it was cheddar and pistachios and Brussels sprouts, olive oil pesto, real light, real bright and green with that. I mean, it was gorgeous.
It was beautiful.
People loved them.
It was so impressive on the plate, and everybody that ate them said, "Wow!"
Yeah,
every table that I talked to loved them. It was so.
They're gonna have a return.
I think that I mean, Chef, you're always wowing me and the rest of the staff, and I think that one was that was just one of those aha moments. I think that dish was amazing.
Well, and I got lucky too. I mean, a lot of these things, I don't like. I'm a weirdo. I get it, but like, I'll order things, not even, just like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I'll see it, it'll come in, and I'll just stare at it or walk around with it for a day. And I'll probably manipulate it 20 times in my head about what I want to do with something. That's why I usually don't, like when I first get something, I don't go, here we go. And I don't like to write. That's why everybody gets frustrated with me. What's the specials? What's the menu? I walk around with it for a little while. I gotta
ruminate.
I gotta ruminate. I don't have a I didn't write this one.
We're not a cookie cutter chain restaurant that has a book of recipes that you follow. You're creating, and many times the creativity comes at the last moment.
Yeah, and it really
oftentimes what's the best.
And
because you're seeing the ingredients come together last second. You're also noting how they've changed since they hit the door. There's so many things to think about as a chef, and absolutely, one thing that comes into play too is, your imagination can maybe go over some people's heads, and you kind of sometimes find a dialed back.
Yeah, I do, because I think a lot of people, I have to basically run 3 new menus every week. We've got our lunch menu, our dinner specials, and a chef's table. So every week I've got to do 40 items. Mm-hmm. And all those items have 5 or 6 accompanying items or ingredients. And, plus all the daily stuff, we still have to have paper towels and heavy cream. And so trying to keep it all jumbled, in a cohesive place and make new food every week and to make it all work for the dining room, for lunch, for dinner, for chef tables, for, have 4 new items every week for the Thursday night tasting. And so it's just, most chefs only have to come up with a few menus a year.
Right.
And I've got to do 4 or 5 a week. And so I don't always have it ready. I got to get it all square in my head. Yeah, I like to see something. Even when I order it, like you even say, like, what's coming? I'm like, well, this is what I ordered.
You don't know.
But I want to see it. I want to know how it
might not be quality.
It might not be quality. It's in the size and the shape of things too, really, because I see things in my head before I put flavors together. I know how I want it to look before I even start applying sauces or something. So if something comes in and I'm imagining like a 20-pound fillet and it's 15 little ones, it just throws me off. I'm like, well, I got to have a whole nother approach at this now, or if something. Anyway, I want to feel it and touch it and see it, and then start working on the accoutrements. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Well,
but anyway, that's why some people get really frustrated with me because, on Tuesday morning they want to know what we're doing Thursday, Friday, and this. I don't know.
You know what?
I got an idea, but I'm sorry, I can't tell you. I haven't seen it. And we get everything fresh. We get deliveries 4 days a week.
Yep.
So I'm not getting anything early in the week that we're going to have this weekend.
Just sit on it, wait.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got some ideas, but I've got to talk to people. They're out there catching what we're going to serve this weekend. They're out on the boat.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Hopefully they're catching, right?
Getting better. Yeah. Well, they're certainly proud of what they're catching. I can tell you that.
The prices are through the roof.
Lordy child, inflation has come to the sea.
It is pounding us right now. All right, so we're going to move on to Portugal. We're in the Douro, world-class winemaking region. This is from Scriptum. This is their 2019. It is a red blend. It has all of those beautiful grapes that we use to make port, except, well, they're not fortified. And here, this is kind of like, you know, if you could kind of dial back port before it's added, the distillate's added to it. This is what you'd have. And these are the kind of wines that, you know, in the 1500s when the British and the Dutch were discovering Portuguese wines, this is the kind of thing they were tasting, and they were having a hard time getting back home on the ships because there was no refrigeration and there's no way to preserve wines. So that's when they came up with the system for port, adding a brandy to this style of wine so that it could get back without spoiling. And so I always tell people all the time, if they went through such great lengths to get Portuguese wines back home 400 years ago, 500 years ago, we should be drinking their wines more often, and this is a great example of it. We did the Postscriptum probably 2-3 years ago, and it's great to get them back on my radar here a little bit. Chef, we love Portuguese wines. We're not going to hide that.
I mean, that's like Portugal and South Africa is our theme right now, not our theme.
Yeah.
Your theme right now, and I'm just riding your coattails. Riding your coattails, drinking it all.
They're a crowd pleaser.
But you're kind of on a you're on a kick right now, and I love it because I mean these styles of wines. I mean you're not going to get this kind of character and feels off your cookie cutter varietals,
Sure.
and so it's so much fun to drink these, and they're not weird, but they're just they're just different to us.
They're different to us, yeah. And you know. What we have here is something that speaks of place, but it's not like a weird place. It's just a place. And Portugal is a very important old world winemaking region that certainly deserves a spot at the table with all of the great winemaking regions. And wines like this always prove it to me. Whenever I'm in doubt, all I have to do is open another bottle and realize, yep. They are that good. So what do you expect from this? You expect fruit. Almost always Portuguese reds are very fruity, and that really maintains itself through time as well, which is another great thing about them. Lighter in tannins than most of the wines that you would have, you know, like for instance, like Cabernet Sauvignon or something of that nature. You know, but it is dry, and there are some tannins, and this did see oak. So there's 12 months of French oak here. So that also introduced some tannins. But this is not what I would call a tannic wine by any means. It's just the right amount.
It's just delicious, and you can certainly taste the oak on this.
Yep.
But boy, is it silky. I mean, you know, I don't normally associate silk with fruit. You know,
Right.
I don't normally think of a fruity wine or more fruit-driven wine as
Right.
silky. It's normally more a tannin-driven wines or silky tannins.
Yeah.
It's got
This is
it's got it all.
yeah, and I think another term that I would use when you're describing those types of wines you're talking about, when it's fruity, maybe it's more of like a juicy wine.
Juicy wine, yes.
Yeah,
and not dry.
This is dry. It is also juicy in the sense that it's got so much fruit in it. It's absolutely wonderful. I mean, I feel like you have this huge fruit cocktail in your glass.
And and again, this doesn't happen very often. I'm getting red and black fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and normally you kind of have to like pick a side because they're not as complex as these wines. You know, it's normally you get one or the other, but getting it all, and it's very. I'm not getting a lot of stewed fruit, but it's certainly just right, just like squeezing the fresh berries.
And I gotta tell you, if you have the patience, it's hard when you have a wine that's this silky, like Chef said. It really makes you just want to kind of slide it right down into your gut. Just slide it from the bottom of the glass to the bottom of your gut. But if you take the time to kind of just give a nice, 3/4 mouthful, half mouthful, and swish it around your mouth, you will be amazed at how much acidity is in this wine. And it does not show itself when you're just kind of casually drinking it. My mouth is watering like crazy after I swish it around. And so that tells me that this is a great food wine, because as Chef and I agree on this point. You know, vinegars, you know, just anything that brings acidity, like citrus, anything, tomatoes, they're a chef's friend, without a doubt. And if we look at every major condiment, it's got some kind of acidity to it.
You got some acid to balance it.
Yeah, the chutneys of the world, the ketchups, the mustards.
Everything.
There's a reason why that people have a dish that's bland. They put something that has acid on it to bring it to life, right?
It brings it to life, and it makes every bite new. You know, and that's what's so great about it. It's so refreshing for your palate as well. So it's not a dull protein, dull protein, dull protein. It really helps keep everything alive.
So this really slides down the middle of your tongue really easily. And but boy, if you give it one little twirl around the tongue one time from cheek to cheek, you will be upset. You know, I'm just like, I'm always paying attention to how my body reacts to a wine, because I think these are important clues as to what we can do with this wine. Because when I'm tasting wines, primarily it is to figure out a way to use this wine in a certain situation, and that usually revolves around Chef Chris's 8 courses every Friday and Saturday night. So, and then part B is who out there that kind of follows us and wants to know more about wine, who's going to get this wine, who's going to understand this wine and appreciate and purchase this wine. So there's, and I think that all of the things are in that glass right there.
They're all in play. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
There's a lot of boxes being checked on this wine. I mean, my goodness.
That is a chef table quality red.
And I'm sure we're only, what, 42, 44 bucks on this?
Oh, only, yes. Yeah, we're once again bringing you wines under 30 like we do every single week. And this is wines that are not drinking at those price points. These are wines that are drinking well above it. And they're also wines that are ageable. Both of these wines are super fresh and got plenty of ageability should you want to. So if you like these wines, and I always tell people this, don't buy a bottle, buy 6 bottles or 12 bottles, something that, because you want to get it in your hands because it is limited production. This was only 8,500 cases made. That is a very small production.
That's a very
for global distribution. Isn't that crazy?
That is insane.
We produce more than that for our wines here at ONS. That is a very small production. So it is limited. Everything is limited year to year. Now, of course, they will have another vintage come out. And it should be in the same ballpark. Ideally.
It won't be too far.
It won't be
Depends on the rain and harvest time.
But if you find wines that you really like, go ahead. Here's the whole thing. You're gonna spend that money on wine anyway. You have a wine budget. You know, it's just, you know, you're just literally, so that when you pull this wine out 2 years from now, it's already been paid for. You're not going out and buying it. You know what I'm saying? No. You either spend it now or you spend it later. But when you spend it later, it might not be that bottle that you wanted. That's my point.
And it doesn't have another 2 years on it or another year of age on it too. You're going to be sitting there buying a 18-month-old wine for the same price.
Absolutely, that's a good point, Chef. So now that we've hyped this wine pretty good, not that it needs hype because it is a wonderful. It has, I mean, in my opinion, most Psalms know about this little project here, and but you out there maybe not so much. But what are you going to pair it with?
Well, we're going to be a homer again, so we're going to do. I'm going to do the Bavette from American Butcher, which is a flat iron cut, but it's the center. The center, very circular, braided prime.
It's absolutely delicious.
Gorgeous marbling, gorgeous cut, rich flavor. We're going to do Madeira glazed mushrooms with that. So, I mean, we're certainly going to stick to the Portuguese style there, and we're going to probably going to throw a little mushroom rab on that with this as well. So
wow, Chef.
It's going to be something fun.
Spoiling these people out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rightfully so, right?
Rightfully so. That's what I do.
Well, hopefully everybody out there that is watching this video has had a chance to experience the great pairings that Chef Chris provides. And if you haven't, listen to what you're missing out on, because this is great. 2 full bottles of high-end wine.
High-end.
And food pairings to go with it. It's hard to beat that. And if you happen to be in downtown Mount Airy on Thursday at 6 p.m.,
come on by.
Come on down and enjoy the party. It's anywhere from 20 to 30 people basically every week, and people that really have a thirst for good food and good conversation.
Good camaraderie. You can learn a lot. You have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Just a real easygoing, fun crowd. You know, it's not stuffy at all.
Nope.
Not intimidating in the least. Very, I don't say carnival-like atmosphere, but very.
It's up
very uplifting. Yeah.
It's very positive. Cool. There's no
kind of place you want to be.
There's no wine snobs.
Nope.
That's what I like about it, and that's an environment.
Well, just you, but you don't act that way.
I am not a wine snob.
No, exactly. I meant knowledge-wise.
I might have I guess I could get away with it, but.
But you don't. That's the beauty of it.
No, I'm not going to be there. My mentor taught me one thing. He said there is a purpose and a place for every single wine. Always remember that. And your job isn't to judge wines. It is to find out what a singular person needs or what that wine needs. Meaning, food pairing and stuff like that. So, now, granted, my own palate has to be very neutral to perfectly do this job, which is why you'll rarely see me drinking the same beverage ever twice. I want to keep moving, I don't ever want to get dialed into any one beverage. But, there's always those desires. There's always those little desires that kind of creep back up. But I have to keep my mind very open and my palate very open. And so that helps me because it makes me search for more and more.
Absolutely. Always hungry. Always hungry for that noggin.
Yeah, and I'm hungry for some more wine, Chef, so let's do that.
I think that's a fine idea.
So if anybody's local looking for some to-go meals, we got some beautiful family meals this week.
Yeah, we do. 3 nights this week.
So this will be Thursday night, so do we have one on Friday?
Yeah, we have the bacon wrapped chicken.
Oh yeah,
everybody loves those.
Yeah, oh gosh, they're amazing. And then you know what I like about that? You cook those at home too.
Well, that's why it's on the menu here, because
Yeah.
I do them at home.
Mhm.
I do a lot of, the O&S Test Kitchen is on Orchard Street.
Yes.
I don't have.
I'm a guinea pig. I'm happy to say.
I don't have a lot of time to experiment at work because there's all the things to do. So I do a lot of practicing at home and test kitchen stuff, and so.
And you got some happy girls.
If it's meets the approval of all the girls at the table, it normally winds up on a special or a family meal.
The boys are off to college and they're missing it.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go see Sam next month, and he's gonna probably get 6 months worth of food in a week.
Yeah, he'll be.
There's a list. I understand there's a list of things I need to cook.
Well, I just want a quick shout out. Just thank you everyone for all the wonderful birthday wishes as I turned 51. This guy's a mere 50. He's so much younger than me.
A youngster.
But a shout out to all the people that wished me happy birthday. I sure do appreciate it.
You're loved.
And maybe I can squeeze 51 more.
Yeah, you are.
We'll see. If wine, this is working, right?
Well, I've never met a sick pickle.
That's
I
true.
can tell you that.
That's true. Pickles are always crisp and bright.
Yep, they last forever.
They last forever. So, anybody has any questions or comments? Please leave them in our notes here. Leave a message for us. We're happy to get back to you on those. Remember, you can always call us at the winery for any wine questions or food questions. Book a party, whatever it is you need.
Whatever you need.
And
we can probably find you a pony too.
That's right. We're willing to work for you guys, and we're happy to do it. And wow, what can I say? It's been another great week. Looking forward to another great week, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.